So a while back, Hello Dope Toys on their live stream did a pretty awesome deal.
I have a that morph that's sitting next to it. It's like blended in perfectly.
So it's seven
One,
figures?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, seven.
It's
Seven Build-A-Figure pieces and then Kingpin.
I'd still do the whole thing for 100 right now. If somebody wants that whole wave for 100 right now, that's 7 figures for $100. Figures that retail at $25 a piece. So you're essentially saving $75 off of retail. Ship that shit out tomorrow. Holler at your boys. Shoot us a message. You're not going to find that on the site.
Maybe it'll ship out tomorrow.
Maybe.
It's a possibility that it might.
I'm just saying, guys, you're looking for a deal right now. You want some Ollie's Ross prices. That's about as good as we can do right now. $100, 7 figures. What's the Build-A-Figure? What's it fucking called?
The Hydra Stomper?
Hydra Stomper. Hydra Stomper Build-A-Figure. $100, 7 figures. Right now. Message us on Instagram.
So then I decided, why don't I take them up on this? Now, keep in mind, I have not bought a full wave of Marvel Legends since Puff Adder. And before that, it had been a long, long time. I did end up buying the full wave of Age of Apocalypse because I wanted that Colossus. But really, all of that was on clearance anyway, so I didn't really pay that much. This is also on clearance. And what I really wanted was a Hydra Stomper. So then I have all these other figures. So how do they measure up? Well, this is a Disney Plus wave. This is all about TV shows. And what I didn't realize until I got them in hand was that there are 2 from each TV show. Except for Agatha is just the one. She's kind of standing on her own. So I decided, let's take a look at these and see what we got. So this is going to be a series. I'll wrap it up with the Hydra Stomper. I'll run it weekly, and the last week will be Hydra Stomper. Just something fun and different to do. So come with me. Let's take a look at the Hella Dope Disney Plus deal. As I said with Fury, Secret Invasion is my least favorite of the Disney Plus series so far, which makes this one a little tough because part of it was it's like I had tough time reconciling the Skrulls being good guys and then later being bad guys. It was just like, make up your damn mind. What are they? And I'm sure people are going to say, well, that's racist. I'm like, I know, but this is aliens, so screw it. You know, aliens in science fiction don't count because they're not in, they're not like a race on this planet. With Talos, I had this other issue was like, okay, how do I feel about that character? Kind of didn't like that character. I just have to be honest about it. I didn't like that character. I didn't like Emelina Clarke either. I mean, poor Daenerys Targaryen. Poor Mother of Dragons. Yeah, she's not been doing too well in the Disney world. Let's face it, she's had 2 movies. One was in Star Wars, one was in Marvel. Remember when that was a novelty? That an actor appeared both in Star Wars and Marvel. Now it's like almost every other day. Getting back to Talos. Okay, so To my shock and surprise, I ended up really liking this figure. It was like weird. I don't like this character, but you know what? He has uses to me still because his scroll features. I mean, first off, the scrolls swapping is pretty cool. But then, his scroll features are kind of generic. Okay, looks a little like Eric Bana in this J.J. Abrams Star Trek, but I'm not holding that against him. I mean, it's generic enough and scrollish enough. You could throw him into your scrolls. While, yes, the actor is very famous, the human face and hands are generic enough they can throw them into a background character of a something. So it's like, wait a minute, this character is like really useful, even if you don't like the character. It's like, that's really cool. So I like that. Now, of course, he has accessories. he's a little bit light on the accessories. He only has his 2 hands and his his 4 hands and his 2 heads to switch out identity. I wish he had more, but now that I think about it, what did he do? I mean, yeah, okay, that fits his character. It works. Even though I don't like it, it works. I will say, at least switching everything out is easy. I mean, it's a piece of cake. It's actually a lot easier than a lot of figures that Hasbro produces. And he doesn't look terrible. I mean, he looks plain and ordinary, and that's what he should look like, and that's what the character looks like. So it all fits, ultimately. What it all amounts to is this was not a character I was really aiming for or wanted, but now that I have it, I'm glad I do. Totally surprised me. I sat down to do the filming of this video, and I was just like, oh god, I gotta do this. And it ended up being more fun than I thought because I started getting a few ideas here and there. And I mean, it's not a bad figure, not at all. I really have been taken back by that because I thought I would really hate this figure, and no, I don't. I really don't. I mean, at least there are some pleasant surprises in this wave. I don't generally buy MCU, but this one and Nick Fury, both the Secret Invasion ones, I can get use out of with comic book stuff. So that's pretty awesome. And I like that. I mean, yeah, you got some easy ones coming up with What If because they can kind of slide in there because animation and comic book aren't that far apart. And that's the problem with MCU sometimes, is that sometimes you just can't blend the two. It's that simple. But sometimes you can, and I think these two can very well. So, I'm just going to say, super surprised at Talos. Really happy with him. And that's it. Okay. Not fond of the character, but really happy with this figure. Okay. That'll wrap up everything. Don't forget to like and subscribe.